There comes a moment in every human life when waiting becomes the enemy. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for the perfect opportunity. Waiting for someone to notice your worth. But life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who move. The world doesn't pause to give you permission. It spins endlessly, without caring whether you've made up your mind. Every sunrise is a reminder that your time is burning. Every breath is an opportunity, either seized or wasted. Most people die long before their last heartbeat, not because their bodies give up, but because their dreams do. They trade their fire for comfort, their potential for excuses, their purpose for procrastination, and the saddest part? They tell themselves they're waiting. Waiting for clarity. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for a sign. But destiny doesn't send invitations, it waits to be claimed. There are two kinds of people in this world: those who wait for life to happen, and those who become the force that makes life happen. The first group watches the clock. The second builds it. You must understand, this success doesn't begin when conditions are perfect. It begins when you decide to act, despite imperfection. Every person who has ever changed the world started before they felt ready. Thomas Edison didn't wait until he understood everything about electricity. He failed 1,000 times before he succeeded once. Henry Ford didn't wait for investors to believe in him, he believed in himself first. Walt Disney didn't wait for applause, he drew his dream when nobody else could see it. And every step they took, uncertain, unpolished, imperfect, was the beginning of becoming. Because becoming is not a moment, it's a movement, a decision to evolve, to grow, to create yourself. You were not born finished. You were born with the tools to forge your own identity. You are clay, and every choice, every action, every day you commit to your vision shapes you into something greater. Stop waiting for the right season. You are the season. Stop waiting for motivation. You are the spark. Stop waiting for opportunity. You are the opportunity, unformed, unseen, but full of power. Everything begins in the mind. Before you lift a hand, before you take a step, before you build a future, you must first conquer your thoughts. Napoleon Hill said it clearly: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Yet, most people only conceive. Few believe. They dream big at night but wake up small in the morning. They talk about success but think like failures. They wish for change but refuse to change their thinking. Understand this truth. You can never outwork your mindset. If you think small, you'll act small. If you doubt yourself, you'll sabotage your potential. The mind is not just a tool. It's the architect of reality. Your thoughts are blueprints, invisible yet exact. Every belief you hold, every word you repeat, is a stroke of design on the architecture of your destiny. If you believe life is against you, it will be. If you believe success is possible for others but not for you, you've already surrendered before the fight. But if you believe in growth, if you believe that every failure is shaping you, that every obstacle is molding your greatness, you become unstoppable. Belief is not passive. Belief is action in mocio. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the person you were meant to be. Not the one you pretend to be, not the one limited by fear or doubt, but the version of you who walks in power, purpose, and discipline. Can you see it? Good. Now understand this: that version already exists in potential form. Your job is not to find that version. Your job is to become it. Vision is not about seeing with the eyes, it's about seeing with the mind. When Edison imagined the light bulb, he saw something no one else could. When the Wright brothers looked at the sky, they saw wings where others saw limits. When Hill studied men like Carnegie and Rockefeller, he saw a pattern, a truth, that thoughts become things. You cannot rise higher than the vision you hold of yourself. If you see yourself as ordinary, you'll live an ordinary life. If you see yourself as capable, determined, and destined, Your actions will align with that image. Your vision must be so powerful it consumes your excuses. So clear it wakes you up before the alarm clock. So magnetic, it pulls you through storms, rejections, and sleepless nights. Without vision, the soul withers. But with vision, even in darkness you can find your way. Everyone wants success. Few are willing to do what it demands. Discipline is the great divider, the line between the dreamers and the doers. While the masses wait for motivation, the disciplined act without it. Motivation is a spark, it fades. The truth is, life will never hand you clarity before commitment. Clarity comes after you move. After you take the first imperfect step. After you walk into the unknown with trembling hands but a determined heart. Because that's when the universe reveals its secrets not to the ones who sit in hesitation, but to the ones who dare to begin. The road ahead is not supposed to be smooth. It's supposed to sculpt you. Every detour is there to refine your character. Every delay is there to test your belief. You think you're waiting for the world to give you a sign, but the truth is, the world is waiting for you to give it direction. It's waiting for you to decide who you are. The moment you decide, the world begins to rearrange itself around that decision. When you shift your identity from "I wish" to "I will," your entire reality bends to that frequency. Doors open. Energy flows. Opportunities appear. But it begins with the inner declaration. I am done waiting. I am becoming. Identity, the root of all transformation. You will never rise higher than the image you hold of yourself. Most people spend their lives trying to change their results without ever changing the identity that produces them. They work harder, but still feel small. They chase goals, but sabotage progress. They repeat patterns because deep down, they still believe they're not enough. Your results are not random, they're reflections of your self-image. If you see yourself as unworthy, you'll reject success even when it's handed to you. If you see yourself as powerful, capable, and deserving, you'll create success even when everything's against you. That's why transformation begins with reprogramming the mind. You must speak the identity you want before you feel it. You must act like the person you want to become before you are recognized as one. Every time you say, "I am disciplined," and follow through, you rewrite your subconscious code. Every time you say, "I am focused," and resist distraction, you cast a new vote for your higher self. Every time you say, "I am unstoppable," and push through pain, you prove your identity to your mind. You are not a product of your past, you are a product of your decisions. Decide who you are, then live from that truth until reality catches up. The law of cause and effect, the invisible chain. There are no accidents in success. Every result has a cause. Every cause is a thought acted upon. Napoleon Hill taught that success is not a matter of luck, it's a matter of law. Like gravity, it does not care who you are. It only responds to your thoughts, your faith, and your persistence. When you plant a seed of thought and nurture it with belief and action, it must grow. It may take time, but the law cannot be broken. Think about it. Edison didn't get the light bulb by hoping he got it by cause and effect. He had a vision, he applied thought, he acted relentlessly. And the effect was inevitable. So if your life isn't producing the results you want, don't curse the soil. Examine the seed. What are you planting in your mind every day? What thoughts are you watering? What stories are you repeating? You can't plant fear and harvest freedom. You can't plant doubt and expect confidence. You can't plant laziness and reap greatness. Change the cause, and the effect must follow. Faith, the unseen power that moves mountains. Every man who has achieved greatness has walked with faith. Not blind faith, but visionary faith. Faith is seeing with the mind what your eyes cannot yet prove. It's knowing that your goal exists the moment you commit to it, even if reality hasn't caught up. When Andrew Carnegie told Napoleon Hill, that any idea held in the mind, emphasized, and acted upon, will begin to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate physical form. He was revealing a universal secret. Faith is creative energy. Without faith, you hesitate. With faith, you command. When your belief becomes unshakable, life rearranges itself to match it. People will call it coincidence, but it's not. It's alignment. Faith doesn't mean you'll never doubt, it means you'll move despite doubt. It's walking through the dark with the confidence that your next step will land on solid ground. When you stop waiting for proof and start moving in faith, you trigger a power far greater than chance. Purpose, the fire that outlasts the storm. If you don't know why you're doing it, you will quit when it gets hard. Purpose is what separates the committed from the comfortable. Purpose is what wakes you up before dawn and keeps you going long after others have stopped. Every great achievement is born from a deep why. Edison wanted to bring light to the darkness. Ford wanted to bring mobility to the masses. Disney wanted to bring imagination to life. Their why was stronger than their pain. And so is yours if you choose to find it. Your purpose is not out there. There's a sound the world makes just before dawn, that moment when everything is still, when the sky is bruised with the last shades of night, and the first breath of light begins to whisper across the horizon. It's the sound of becoming. It's the sound of the earth awakening, of life remembering its purpose, of silence turning into movement. That's where greatness begins, not in noise, not in applause, but in that quiet decision you make alone. The decision to rise again, to try again, to believe again. Becoming doesn't happen in front of a crowd. It happens when no one's watching, when you choose discipline over distraction, faith over fear, vision over comfort. It happens in the gym before sunrise, when the world sleeps. It happens at your desk, when no one believes in your idea but you. It happens in the solitude of your struggle, when every reason to quit whispers in your ear, and you whisper back, "Not today." That's becoming. It's not about being ready, it's about being willing. Willing to be uncomfortable. Willing to be misunderstood. Willing to walk alone until the world catches up. The truth is, every legend you admire, every mind that changed history, once stood where you stand now. They felt the same fear. They faced the same doubt. But they made one simple, life-altering choice. They stopped waiting. They stopped waiting for the perfect timing, for approval, for resources, for the world to give them a sign. They became the sign. They forged their destiny out of faith, fire, and relentless persistence. You think Edison had certainty when he lit the darkness for the first time? No, he had a vision. You think Lincoln knew he would change a nation divided by hatred? No, he had belief. You think Ford was sure he could revolutionize an industry that laughed at him? No, he had persistence. They acted before they were certain, and that's what made them certain. Because you don't wait for confidence, you earn it through commitment. You don't wait for courage, you find it in action. You don't wait for strength, you build it through resistance. That's the secret the world won't tell you. The power you seek is not somewhere out there, it's inside you, locked behind the gate of hesitation. And the key is movement. The moment you move, even the smallest step, you awaken forces that were asleep within you. You activate faith. You summon resilience. You call forth the energy that builds worlds. Every master was once a beginner who refused to stop. Every king was once a servant to his own self-discipline. Every millionaire was once broke in money but rich in belief. The law is simple. The world reflects what you project. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. So who are you right now? A person waiting for something to happen? Or the one who decides to make it happen? If you want the world to respect you, start by respecting your time. If you want success to chase, you start by chasing your own greatness. If you want abundance to find you, start by thinking abundantly. The universe moves for those who move. Every dream, every goal, every future you imagine, it's already waiting for you, on the other side of hesitation. It's there. In the morning you said you'd wake early. In the book you said you'd finish. In the business, you said you'd start. In the courage, you said you'd have someday. But someday is a thief. And today is your weapon. Look around you. Everything you admire was built by people who decided now was enough. They didn't wait for better circumstances, they built them. They didn't wait for motivation, they created it. They didn't wait for permission, they took action. And the moment they did, life responded. Because life is a mirror, it doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are becoming. So become. Become the disciplined one who shows up when no one else does. Become the visionary who builds before the world understands. Become the warrior who walks through fire and keeps walking. Become the light you keep waiting to see. There is no destiny without decision. No greatness without grit. No freedom without faith. You have one life, one chance, one moment, this moment. And if you waste it waiting, you will wake one day, realizing you traded your purpose for hesitation. Don't let that happen. You are not here to wait. You are here to become. So rise. Take the first step, then another, and another. Let your fear burn behind you. Let your faith light the way. Let your story be the proof that waiting kills dreams, but becoming builds empires. The dawn is here. The silence is breaking. The time is now. Stop waiting. Start becoming.